The SEC is suing Binance and their CEO for alleged US security violations. They're suing basically saying that the firm has commingled investor funds with their own and has which violates security laws. The 13 charges come after the CFTC unveiled a similar complaint against Binance and their CEO last year. Their CEO has come out firmly against these allegations and has said some pretty interesting things. As you can see, BNB coin is down 10% on the news. And interestingly, one senior executive allegedly told a compliance officer that the company was operating as a effing unlicensed security exchange in the US, bro. I don't know how firm that is, but pretty interesting. And then another quote here is, "I'm not actually the one running this company, and the mission that I believe I signed up for isn't the mission." And as soon as I realized that, I left. A former Binance US, US CEO identified as CEOB testified to the SEC. So definitely seems like there's some former employees coming out supporting the SEC's claim. But at the end of the day, Binance isn't a US exchange, so there is some limitations on the SEC's reach here, and that is pretty much what the company said in response to all this. The response is pretty interesting. Basically, they said that they're disappointed with the SEC and called they said that their real intent here, instead of having actual setting guidelines for the crypto market, appears to be making headlines. So they're basically accusing the SEC of kind of clout chasing here, which I thought was pretty funny. And then it says, to be clear, any allegations that user assets on the Binance US platform have ever been at risk are simply wrong. There is zero justification for the staff's action in light of the ample time the staff has had to conduct their investigation. So interesting there. It seems like they're completely denying all these allegations, which is a good thing to see. You never want to see someone or a company be timid when they start to get accused of some pretty horrible things. And I so basically they're saying here, unfortunately, the SEC's refusal to productively engage with us is just another example of the Commission's misguided and conscious refusal to provide much needed clarity and guidance to the digital asset industry. See, this is something that Coinbase has also said, and that it's everything in the crypto space right now is just simply too unclear, and there really isn't any firm guidance for companies to go off of. So this leaves a serious amount of subjectivity when you're regulating crypto, and I think that's what's leading Coinbase and Binance and other exchanges to complain that the SEC, although it wants to be strong-handed with regulations, it's not providing comprehensive guidance to help avoid lawsuits and situations like this. So I think Binance may have a point that the SEC really hasn't done their full job in laying out the guidelines. So we'll see how that situation pans out. But as of right now, crypto is definitely falling off a cliff. Do I think it's the end for crypto? Well, let's take a look at some of the charts to see where things are headed for crypto. So as you can see, this 25K level for Bitcoin, excuse me, is pretty firm support, and it's basically where shares had topped out in August and February, and it's also where Bitcoin had bottomed out in May. So this 25K level is a firm level, which has seen some buying and selling support in the past, selling resistance, I should say. So as we come down to this 25K level, which is where obviously Bitcoin topped out in the past, I think we probably bounce off this level and move higher. And as you can see, intraday, we're already kind of moving off of this level here. So definitely good to see that. And we're still above the 150-day moving average, still above the 200-day moving average. So not seeing that fall off too bad, although we did see Bitcoin move below the 100-day moving average. So with that being said, still kind of been pretty range bound between 30K and 25K. So we're still holding this 25K support level. So I'm not, too worried about Bitcoin and crypto in general right now. But when we look at those crypto correlated stocks, Riot, Mara, Coinbase, I think it's important to take a look at the technicals and where the charts are headed. So as you can see here, Riot platforms have bottomed out at around 1050, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times since late April around this level, around this major support level. Therefore, I believe we probably bottom out here again today and we move higher. So as you can see here, shares kind of used this 1050 level as a resistance level in the past. Now past resistance become new support, and we saw that play out significantly over the past month. I believe this level plays out again and we see a move higher for Riot, which has outperformed the market since January. So definitely still bullish on Riot. The chart looks great, and I don't think Bitcoin has broken down to the point where you need to start being worried about Riot yet. We look over at Mara. So Mara has been finding support around this $9.29 level. Basically, this is where shares had consistently found support over the last couple weeks. Also, it's where shares had topped out back in January and where shares had bottomed in October and September of last year. So this support level combined with the fact, just a couple trading days ago, we had the 50-day moving average cross above the 200-day moving average, which is a sign of bullish momentum and is known as a golden cross. So definitely a good sign of momentum there for Mara. So my thought is that we probably hold this level, which coincides with the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, and we likely still move higher. That's just what the charts are telling me. Obviously, any news cycle can kind of throw that off, but based on where the charts are at, it still seems like Mara is in a bullish spot technically. And then let's take a look at another name that was beaten up today, Coinbase, down 9% off the news. So basically for Coin, we're coming down to test this 150-day moving average, and we moved pretty quickly off this level. So that's definitely a good sign. For the lows of the day is basically where we hit this 150-day moving average. It's also where shares had bottomed out in May 25th, the 22nd, and the 19th. So seems like a firm, level where we're getting some support. So thinking that Coinbase could likely hold this 150-day moving average. If Coinbase doesn't hold this 150-day moving average, we would likely come down to support or at around $44, which is where shares had bottomed out back in July of last year. So that's kind of where I see, some support if this level does break down. Also, you could kind of say 47 to 44, as that's where shares had bottomed out in May. So thinking that Coinbase likely holds in, and we see shares, kind of find support over the next couple dollars throughout this kind of buying zone, this support zone, whatever you want to call it. But with that being said, I will end the video there. If you got some value from this video, please leave a like. We post company breakdowns and important market moving news on this channel on a daily basis, so make sure you are subscribed. If you would like to receive my daily portfolio moves, my exits, my entries, and see how me and my team of analysts are trading the markets, join the Discord through the link in the description below to get our free 7-day trial. Also, if you would like to join our free daily newsletter, sign up to our Substack, which is linked below as well. With that being said, good luck everyone, happy trading, happy investing.